Hello everyone, greetings of the day, and in my today's lecture series I would like to highlight your attention on the core marketing fundamentals and the basics of marketing, in which every marketing professionals must be aware of that what are the various basic concepts which are dealing with the marketing practices. Being a marketing student of this management or MBA, you must be aware of these core marketing concepts, and the several questions are asked by the interviewers in the interviews also during the campus, right? So here in this lecture, I would like to give you some appraisal about this classification of products. Here is the several product classification which I'll be going to discuss in this lecture also. And the product classification can be done in a variety of perspectives. And the first classification is this consumer goods classification, as classified on the basis of shopping habits of the customers. And second one is the durability and the tangibility aspect, and third one is the industrial goods classification, and that's classified in terms of their relative cost and how they enter the production process. So here is the first classification, that is this consumer product classification. And consumer product classification is divided into the several segments. That is the convenience goods. Yes, the convenience goods are those goods which customers frequently purchase from the market on a daily basis. And the very features of these convenience goods are that these goods are inexpensive and is frequently purchased by the customers, and the little effort needed to purchase them. That means that you can buy the daily usage product from the nook and corner of the shops at your of your community and your streets also. Then staples, impulse, and emergency goods are also there. The staples goods are those goods, right, which you required on a daily basis, like the salt you required on a daily basis. This washing, this the bath soap you required on a daily basis. Toothpaste you are required on a daily basis. Then the impulse goods. Impulse goods are not this pre-specified. When you are visiting any shop for to purchase the only chocolate, but you are also seeing the package of the Lay's chips, etc. So your impulse will increase when you are visiting any shop or the retail store or the departmental store. That's we are calling the impulse goods. Then emergency goods are those goods which we can buy on this emergency situations only, right? You have yes, that picture shows that the umbrella is in the picture, is predicted and is projected also. That means when the rainy season comes, then we are buying the umbrella. So that is on the basis of convenience we can buy those products. So convenience goods are those goods which are inexpensive and frequently purchased by the customers, and with a little effort, right? Then we have a category of the shopping goods. Yes, shopping goods are those goods which are not as frequently purchased by the customers as in the case of the convenience products, right? Although these products are the costly products and the consumer does research before purchasing these products. You can take the example of this electronic goods, right? If you want to buy a washing machine or a refrigerator or the furniture, etc., so you are doing a certain research and you are comparing the prices of the product also. For example, LG and Samsung, etc. So shopping goods are those goods which are not frequently purchased by the customers every day. Okay, and the products are also costly, and consumer does research before purchase these products, right? That's we are calling the shopping goods. Yes, then we have a category of the specialty goods. Yes, the specialty goods are those goods which has a unique features and which are not easily available in the market, and the consumer has to is prepared to pay premium prices also. If I'm talking about the luxurious cars, or for example Mercedes, Audi, right, and this Bentley, etc. So these are the specialty goods, and the customers wants to pay more also. If I'm talking about the expensive jewelry, right, expensive this clothes, etc. If I'm talking about the expensive watches, so these are the products which are comes under the category of the specialty goods, and their unique features are that they are not find the at every places, right. These products are finding to the certain special places whereby you can buy these products. Okay, this we are calling the specialty goods. Yes, then we have a category of these unsought goods. Unsought goods are those goods which generally the customers don't want to buy, right? And those goods that customers do not know also, and even does not think of buying. Suppose LIC policy, encyclopedia, right? And we can say this any other this. I'm talking about the books, etc. Right? So these are the goods, right? Suppose I'm talking about the LIC policies or the health policies. It requires more aggressive selling and more aggressive marketing, because these companies has to convince the customers, right, that these policies are for their benefits. Similarly, encyclopedia, right, encyclopedia is the such kind of book which normally the people are not buying, and the personal selling efforts are more required for this unsought goods. So this is the another classification of product, that's unsought goods. This next category is the on the basis of durability and tangibility. Yes, on the basis of durability and tangibility, we are segregating this as the non-durable goods. Yes, non-durable goods are those tangible goods consumed in one or few uses. Yes, and that's purchased frequently. That's like the I've already given an example of these convenience goods. That's like the convenience goods, and the strategy of these for these goods are that they are available at every locality, and the low price products, and heavily advertised. If I'm talking about the Lux soap, or if I'm talking about the soft drinks, etc., if I'm talking about this shampoos, detergent, etc., deos, etc., so these all are the non-durable goods, tangible goods consumed in one or few uses and purchased frequently, and their strategy is that they are placed at the position at the lower price in the market. Then the durable goods, yes, tangible goods that survive many uses. If I'm talking about the LED, LCD TV, if I'm talking about this refrigerator, if I'm talking about the AC, require more personal selling and service also. And these products has a special aspect that the higher margins, and it requires seller guarantee. Yes, if you are buying a AC, that you obviously require the seller guarantee of 2 years, 3 years, or now the warranty is there, warranty of 2 years or 3 years. So those durable goods, the tangible goods that survive many uses to the customers and require more personal selling and service, because it's not easy to convince the customer for to sell these products. You need to be very sales effective, and you need to require the very good personal selling skills also. Okay, the sales representative over the authorized dealers are convincing the customers that product is good, and that product is we are giving the many offers, and the we are having the very good services aspect, right. So I'm just taking the example of this this Morris Garage Hector. Now this is a very good automobile brand in the market, but Morris Garage Hector is not having the appropriate service station. That may be the demerits for the company, but as that product is this moving ahead, the more service centers will be there. So that means the customers are willing to buy those products which they need, with they are having the concept in their mind that they get the easy services, right, without any hassle. So that's the way that's the durable goods aspect in the another classification of product. Yes, then we have a services. Yes, then we have a services, and it's an intangible product requires more quality control and credibility. Yes, the services of the doctors, and nowadays the services of the healthcare, hospitals, it's prominent, due to this COVID problem. If the hospitals are very good in service and caring the patients, then the patients will feel better, and they will be soon recover out of this COVID 19 and the coronavirus positive cases, right? So these kind of things that they require the quality control check at every step, right? You cannot compromise with the with the health of the patient, with the health of the of your customers. So you need to be very particular while you are providing these services to your customers. Yes, then we have a classification on the basis of industrial goods. Yes, the first is the materials and parts. Okay, that we have the raw materials, which we are calling the farm products, right? Then we have a manufactured materials and parts and the natural products. And then in the food processing industry, we need the raw materials in the case of fruits and vegetables, etc. Right? And these products will be reprocessed by the company for the final product. But these products categories are in the category of this industrial goods classifications. Yes, material parts, as I've already told you in a previous slide, that includes the component materials also. These component parts, as is shown in the slide, that we have some gears and we have some tires, these engines, this submersible, etc. So all those are the materials, and these materials and parts, and this industrial goods products. Then in the category of the industrial goods, we have the capital items, right? The huge machineries, boilers, etc. Right? These generators, gensets, and this lathe machines, etc. Which require the huge installations process, and which we are in the category of the equipments, which required more service factors in the course of usage also. So all those capital items, right? Which we are calling the heavy machineries, which installed in the this large companies, right, to prepare the different products and process the products. Okay, so that's the another category of this industrial goods, that's the capital items. Yes, then we have the supplier services, which calls for the maintenance and repairs items, then operating supplies also. Obviously, you have seen the nails and this hammer, etc. You have seen the paints. So these are the essential industrial goods classification, and that's used in a different to prepare the different kind of product categories and to manufacture the different kind of product categories also. So suppliers, this maintenance and repair items are also this part of this manufacturing items, and operating supplies are also the part of this industrial goods. Then we have this business services. Yes, that calls for this maintenance and repair services. Again, if a heavy machinery is installed at the production unit of a company, then it requires the daily this regular maintenance and the repair services. So the companies are ensuring that proper maintenance and repair services will be provided to the clients, right? And in a similar way, there's business advisory services are also there, which are consulting the many firms that if the new technology is coming in the market, they are also providing certain benefits, and they are guiding the companies that if they are installing the new machineries in their business, then the business will be flourished, and it will give more benefit, right? So this was all about this classification of products. In the very next lecture, I'll be coming up this concept of product mix for your information, so that you will be able to appear in the interviews, or you can gain the more knowledge about the core concept and the core values of marketing fundamentals. Thank you so much, and take care of yourself.